No,
yes.
In fact, they learn stealing from school.
Exactly.
Those are the very people bemusanga mu government,
yes.
ne mubakunya mu kosase, mu public accounts committee.
Ng'alikola ki? Abba.
Because everything has been commercialized.
Lwakubanga amanyi shopping list. Salary ya millioni emu nowe. No. Singa kati omuntu nenkubalira nti no buli lunaku ofuna mitwalo 3. Emitwalo mmeka 3? That is 1 million. Do you know that somebody is spending 50,000 in a day? Ostentations. Abantu bamanyiride chips and chicken. Nze nfuna mutwalo gumu buli lunaku. My marginal propensity to save, I must calculate. Omutwalo gumu buli lunaku je mitwalo 3 mu mwezi. Okiwulidde? Ninoku living within the means. Nengamba, am I going to save 5,000? Then I spend 5,000. Marginal propensity to save or to spend. Ebintu bino bisomyeko sebo. Ate okuteka mu practice ne birema.
So honorable
abava kululinga tetulina kantu konna. If we do not have a very high marginal propensity to save. Kinda kuwadde ne mu bukadde bwaffe kati.
Yeah.
Olaba nvuga kawiru barako. 1, it is cheap to maintain. You get me right? I need 300,000 to drive to Kampala, do all my work and go back.
And it's also multi-purpose.
2, it is multi-purpose. Sibya kweraga enti no right, you know, member of parliament nga batuwadde million 2 omuntu nagenda mmotoka ya million mekabina nakubulira ko luli
wangambe liya bawa ebibiri
nagenda ne fenna buli muntu fenna ate ne yewolerako
ne yegole bukadde nga 10 agule moroka ya bukadde
exactly bisatu obabina abasinga bagula za bisatu bina ng'osanga eyo omurasa akola ekyo era mmotoka ze ndalina zembadde nazo zenjafu mvuga kati pick up multi-purpose nsanga wano ku toke nentekako nsanga wali amanda nenzija nago bichibwe bityo okiwulidde sebo. So the marginal propensity to save yabana Uganda mbinyo mbidala.
Start from school.
Of course from school. Omwana amanyiridde okufulumya akolera shopping list ya mitwalo 5. Shopping list kakati bwalibeera yenga gwokaddiye akola atya
ate nawe nozimuwa ngomba
yanti omuwa omanyiriza bubi.
So dear atulaba ku Baba TV tututobudde bungi nga because situation the ambience right now kuza bana ku masomero naye sikuzayo bana ku masomero kyokka uno babadda kubira tochi mu moral decadence je tufunyika akati. Exactly. Commercialization of education, how our education standards have gone too low. Tetuchasobola ku attracting kakati the other people from East Africa. Yes. Or even in Africa to come and seek their education from here.
Yes.
Because ebenjigiriza byaffe byononese. Where he's very shy at pointing at a finger to who is responsible. He's telling us that
Ugandans are responsible.
That the government of Uganda, the NRM government, is also responsible. Then it comes to we Ugandans, because we are led by government. Which government is the NRM? Tumulemu katono ddala bwe tukomawo ono bono ngenda mubuuza enkuba etonya enkuba etonyera ddala abenda misindwa abebuduuda the Elgon sub-region balina okweteekateeka ne Kasese eri. Okay. Yes. And those other mountainous areas gye tumanyi nti abantu baba bazimba waggulu enkuba ebasumbuwa. What is the picture as we speak now in your area?
A few meters from my home there is a cell in this town council of Bumbo called Bibale cell. It's a big cell.
A cell is like a zone.
You know, it's a village. It's a village. One village. In an urban center. The village is not a village, it is a cell.
It's a cell, yes.
And the parish is a ward. Now, the parish is called Rwanda.
And the village is
a cell.
Yeah,
true. Nga oluste babitegeera lwakubanga urban centers ntono nnyo, cities, municipalities ne town councils. Now, ebibaale eno buli wantu wonna wasalika. Cracks all over. I raised it in parliament as well.
You know the effects are landslides.
Exactly. So, nengamba nti no, you know one good thing with the landslide. Tejjanga tomanyi. Ekulabula.
Oh, one bad thing about it.
No, I think it is good. God is good.
So it won.
Yes.
Ekulabula
ntino nzijja. Whether mu mwaka
newenaayita
nga ekubye cracks all over. Olina okumanya nti nejja. Abedda abagiswa abedda baali bagamba nti naakaliga endiga eyisaawo ne bavaawo naye lwakubanga ennaku zino ndowooza tewali buddukiro. Nali na proposinga mu parliament about 3 things: resettlement camp ezitaliyo e Bugisu, okuviira ddala the biggest landslide which happened in Bududa in 2009 up to now. There is no evacuation camp up to today. Yes, funny ministries of disaster and whatever, everything is there. Naye tewali evacuation camp. Lwakubanga twandibadde as a country ne tumanya nti nno Rwenzori region ne Bugisu region tujja kubeeranga n'ebintu bino. Tugende mu epicenter districts tuteekeyo camps, evacuation camps. Kiguddewo, abawonye bawonye tubateeke wano. Meanwhile ebyo tebiriyo. Eye planning yaffe y'Abannayuganda naye nakireta mu parliament nakyogera ku floor ya parliament. Nekikomaawo. Kyakomaawo ku floor, anti tomanyi nti wano ndi ku roof ya parliament naye wali oyogererawa ku floor. Kakati ebibeera ku floor bikoma ku floor. Now Bugisu generally from around 2006-7 twafuna musisi nga muyitirivu zaali ssaawa 6-7 ez'ekiro. Nali nga nkyasoma ekitabo era ne tufuna musisi nga muyitirivu nnyo 2006-7 there. N'ayita mu lusozi omwo. We don't know why. To the extent that later on it even caused smoke to come out. You know, it is a dormant volcano. Naye neddamu nebeera active.
It was a huge magnitude.
It was that landslide. I don't know on the Richter scale. It could have been maybe around 4 or 5 because beyond that buildings would have collapsed. So neyitamu abamu lwakubanga eyo tetumanyiridde ebya musisi. They didn't know that was an earthquake. Now in the morning a few people knew, but I said we have musisi from that time up to now, including even our experts, seismologists here, have never seen that. They have never seen it. The next one was, I think, in 2012 or what not? One which had this epicenter in Tanzania. But that was during the day everybody realized it. It also affected Bugisu, Mount Elgon generally. You see? Now, 2 things. The side of Mount Elgon in Uganda has the most steep edges. You get me right? Ridges, most steep. This is why you have so many falls, unlike the Kenyan side, which is it a windward or leeward? I forget my geography. You get me right? So the side of Uganda, the Bugisu side, the hills are very steep, extremely very steep. Some of them, I don't know how the measurement of the gradients and whatever, very steep. Now, when you get such a magnitude of, even if it is 3 on the Richter scale of earthquake, it destabilizes the soil structure. And this is what we are harvesting today. So many cracks. We have a crack running from Bumbo, through Mukoto, through Tsekururu, up to Bududa, 40 kilometers. That one is big, is there.
Olwatika mu lulabira ddala nga mutambula.
Ate nkubulidde ntya. Ekirungi kya landslide zikulabula.
Wabeerawo obubonero obulaga nti zijja.
In 2 to 3 days, ojja kulaba nga if it has been there at times when it rains, it may izisibikira. It may fill up a bit. But 2 to 3 days before it goes, you will see it happening. In Bumwarukani, in Bududa, chairman wa LC1, Naraba, nga this crack, which was there sometime about 4 or 5 years, was widening. Nachirabira ddala nga kiwidening. Omusajja n'akeera ku makya bambi. Okugenda okulabula abantu bonna ate n'akatale nga kale n'agamba bambi mwambuke eri lwakubanga this thing is widening, we can have a problem anytime.
Yalaba nga olwatika luno
lugenda lugaziwa. It is widening.
Naye abantu nga bagaanye okuwulira.
Ne bagaana. Anti abannuwa baali bwe batyo. Nuhu, Nabi Nuhu alayhi salam. Nabi Nuhu alayhi salam. Abantu ba Nuhu bali muno mu Uganda. Abantu ne bagaana. Ne bagenda mu katale. Akatale nga kali wansi eno, olwatika luli waggulu awo. n'atambula buli mu nnyumba bambi abantu baafa naye mwennyini n'afiiramu ng'atambula kulabula abantu ebumwalukani n'afiiramu mwennyini musajja wa katonda amuwa ekiwummulo ekirungi
kuba yakola ogugwe
ng'omukulembeze okuwooninga ate n'ekyatika n'afiiramu. So the landslides you can detect. Like now what I'm saying, I've been saying it now 2 years down the road. In Bibale, I have gone to the Prime Minister. I have gone to the Ministers of Disaster. Let it happen now that it is raining. Let it happen. Number 2, in Bugisu, we have a particular period. Between May and November. Beyond November, no landslide. No.
So you have not yet escaped?
No, we are not. We are within the region of danger now.
Yes.
The period of danger. Yeah. We are still within. So, if what I recommended to Parliament of Uganda, before everybody, that to some extent they were calling me in the Parliament, landslides man, if we get evacuation camp, if we get money, which government is trying, by the way, resettlement, I think we have now settled over 300 families out of about 900 in about now 7 or so years. We have resettled in Bulambuli about 300 families. I'm talking of households, not people, households. If you go into people, then you have thousands.
Muyambyeko amaka suka mu bisatu.
Mu bisatu kati.
Okusengula okuva mu.
Yes. Government has tried. Buying land, building. They give you a house which has 2 bedrooms and a sitting room, nebakuterako kitchen. They give you, of course, toilet system, amasanyalaze, amazzi, and there is a primary school built by government, and also I think secondary has come.
Ate bwe balima abantu.
Bakuwa 2 acres. Government, I mean, Mwami Abel, we should appreciate when the government is doing some efforts towards that. We should.
Abogerera government ebirungi tebaagala kujja wano.
That is their problem. Atena kugamba ntya.
Bwe bawuliranga, give an example, nga Mwami Kyagulanyi abaliko nnyo nga bonna banoonya airtime, airspace to come on TV and be able to explain.
Reactionary behavior. You can't run a government on a reactionary basis.
Kati,
you don't have to react because somebody acted. No. Preemptive. Do be preemptive. Like, how many Ugandans know that the Bagisu, over 300 families, households, have been settled in Bulambuli? The house is on 1 acre, but you are given more 2 acres for farming. I want our worker center Ebunambutie. Now it has developed because I move there every other time and my people are there. You see? It has developed. Actually, it is becoming what I would call a town council. Soon, and it should be declared a town council. How many people have we settled in Kiriandongo from Obududa?
Those ones, it was forceful.
Not forceful. No way. No. I'm a Mugisu. Now, if it was forceful, have they abandoned? They are there. When you see them coming back to Bugisu, because a good Mugisu is a very good business person.
They come back
to Abagiswali before this resettlement. Abagiswali so bali mu business baguleyo kasoli owa emitwalo 5 emitwalo 10 ne balete Bugisu ne batonda emitwalo 2 oba emitwalo 15. Bali mu business. So don't say they have escaped. They have no. Doesn't. I mean, you are trying to misguide the country. That's not the case. So we must appreciate what the country has done, by the way. So the warning, enkuba eno kibeera kirungi ne tuddayo mu bulimi bwaffe. Omugisu yamanyi okulima nnyo.
Honorable, nalabyeko conference number ya El Nino yatudde climate change conference yatudde Nairobi.
Yes.
And it was a big thing. Naye nga bagezaako kutema mpenda nti El Nino erabika nga ituuse October to December boy babadde bategeeza era nga ejja kukosa nnyo part of Somalia, part of Tanzania, some parts of Kenya, naye nga bagamba nti ne Uganda nayo some pockets of the country tuli likely okubeera affected. naye nenkijjukira nti El Nino nga tanaba kujja for already landslides zitusumbuwa nnyo Kasese wali mu Kirembe babonaabona nnyo okay ne Buduuda
Bugisu si Buduuda Bugisu yonna.
So issues of national importance at parliament
yeah, of course we do.
Naye nga you need to sound not a warning but for people to be prepared. The Ministry of Disaster Preparedness ereme kulinda disaster
kyova olaba mbadde nsimbukuluza byena babuulira singa omanya nti nno our satellite images are giving us El Nino coming because of the wind movements. Onokwetegeka Kasese mu ggombolola ezo n'oteekamu evacuation camps ekisookera ddala evacuation camps noziteekawo wadde even if they are tents or whatever
wano camps zino mwe baddusiza abantu nga akabikaze
kiguddewo oba kiri kumpi okugwawo bajjeewo tetuzirina emyaka mmeka kati 15
tulinze
Red Cross etukolere naye aba OPM other people's money bwe batyo nga gundi those pictures are old by the way, maybe you make a disclaimer.
Yes, we need to tell our viewer ali mukutulaba ku Baba TV tetugamba nti nno bino bifaananyi byolaba kakati nti byaguddewo jjo e Buduuda no wabula tukuletedde ebyaliwoko emyaka ejayita nga ettaka libumbulukuse e Buduuda n'ebitundu by'e Bugisu ebimu ne Kasese tuli mu kubalaga nti bino binnyine ebyaliwo bisobola okubeerawo singa tetugoberera warnings
ebyo byonna byawange ebyo byenda meeki bumwaluka n'ebyo byonna mmemanyiwo manyiwo bulungi
abantu basigala wano
abakatonda basigala sebo abangi basigala.
Do we still have people living
in
those
and
areas?
They have gone into the same place. Where else do they go? You see, those are the problems we have as a country.
Yeah.
We must grapple with such problems, but
until when?
You know, government is main function is to solve the problems as they come. You can prospect them, but there are those which come without.
What about the preemptive measures?
Oh yes.
So that we don't wait to solve when disaster has struck.
Now, like this one, you can now do preemptively, isn't it? But before, by 2009, waliyo manyanti no landslide ziyinza okubeerawo mu Uganda. And why is it that they are not the Kenyan side? Not even one in the Kenyan side. No.
We don't hear of such line of
landslide. On the same Mount Elgon.
Tujigaba fe party ya Uganda ya Mount Elgon. Fe tubona.
Kakati, ani avuddeyo, I'm not a seismological expert.
Awo bebasoma ebya landslide.
Ebyettaka amataka movements, what not, plates ezo byonna ababisomerera.
You are not one.
I'm not. But in my crude form, ngezezzaako okukuwa neŋŋamba nti nno the Ugandan side is steep with steep ridges and whatever. That's why the Ugandan side has so many waterfalls, by the way. Go to Kabuchorwa and Namisindwa and Bududa. You will get all this.
Kanunabo, nga tetunaba kulinda bali aba OPM bogambye other people's money.
Hey, that is other people's money.
OPM zenjimanyi nga Office of the Prime Minister.
Yes, other people's money.
Mwajikazaako other people's money.
Yes.
Because lwaki?
Ante bazirirawo. Awo wakugabana omunyago guli awo simanyi oba mu Luganda twandigambye tiddo awo wakunyagulula
ojagenda mu OPM ng'olina by'osabayo biyamba abantu bo tebajja
nga biki nabasaba ebibaale lwaki tebabajjaayo baleese kano waliwo kano ka NGO bakayita Give Direct n'abebibaale ne babaleka they diverted them to other places when this is salient nsabayo biki ebyo sijja kugendayo abantu bafe bannayuganda anti abatuwafu obululu
maama Nabbanja si mukwano gwo
mukwano gwange nnyo
yakulira other people's money.
Yes, other people's money naye bameka abali eyo no jaga minsi oba mmeka gonna n'ogateeka mu other people's money
gajita Office of the Prime Minister,
whatever the case. That's why they have coined it to other people's money. Abazirya baliwa, you see. Because you can't leave people in danger. You can't cite them. You can't even visit and say, I'm not an expert, but I'm telling you as a politician. And you don't care. And you can't do it preemptively that people are going to... And once it happens, ojja kulaba emmotoka ezigenda eyo other people's money nga emmotoka okunywa amafuta okuva wano okugenda ewange eyo mu maka ewange eyo ng'enywa miliyoni emu okugenda miliyoni emu okudda zewandiwadde bano families eziryawo simanyi oba family nga 50 ne bavaawo
naye laka honorable kankujjukize you are not the only leader in the Bugisu Elgon sub-region.
Yes.
Why are you the only one talking like this? You said you are how many?
25.
Muli abaka ba parliament
25
abava mu kitundu kya Bugisu.
Yes.
Ewabeera landslide ezisumbuwa abantu.
Yes.
You were a lone voice.
Okuteesa kuli kutya si kwa parliament kwokka nga bwe njogera bwe nti n'abantu bange bamanya okuteesa si nti nno okugenda kyovola bagiyita floor naye olina n'okubeera ne ruufu ya parliament. Abantu abampa obuyinza tebagamba nti nno kwogera kubeera mu parliament yokka ate parliament y'abantu
kati banno baliwa
ogwo mutawaana gwabwe ssebo buli muntu balumulonda lulwe nze nvuze ka pick up kange ka wheelbarrow okuva eri nenzijja wano okuteesera abantu bange n'okuwoninga government nga bwe bandaba
because you need a collective voice.
This is it.
You need
this
a collective
we
voice.
need let me say intentionally to tell the people who are concerned if disaster is coming, don't blame us, we already warned. In the Kasese region, I mean in Rwenzori region and the Bugisu region, preemptively we should be there, and you can be guided even with a non-Babylonian expert like me. Sasa mabia seismology
ngoli chairman
na yerwa kubanga
chairman yafa teyali expert
exactly.
Ne yali practical ngaalaba ko bwati
exactly. So abamufe abibika babikuliddemu sinti no kufuna the western type of degree. No, we know these things. Wali owuliddeko nga bakugambye nti no musia itakeyo mu 2006. Nobody tells you. Nobody. So it loosened up the soils of that steep ridges.
Because we would have expected honorable speaker about weeks biri.
Yes.
Ogenda mugende mu bantu bamwe nachi kati twandisuubire the 25 members of parliament from that region. Nti omulimu gwamwe mubadde muli eyo nga mulabula bantu mubasomesa mubayambako kino na kino kuba mugenze mu kaseera ng'enkuba etandise okutonya weeks biri ze baba okuwummulamu mugenze mu baboosi bammwe ababasindika
ate nga abamutulireka wetuli jangu Bubulo East otambule Bugisu yonna ojja kulaba ebiri eyo osanga babaka ba parliament bameka bali mu kyalo ojja kusangayo murasta yekka ali eyo okutambula okusomesa abantu n'ebirala nga bwe nsomesa wano bwe tukola bwe nga bwe ngamba kati Pastor John Kisaka amanyi nti naali mu ddenje ebibaale n'abalala mwami Musira omanyi nti nno oli mu ddenje awo ebibaale
awo bagambe mu lulimi lwo
ese mbaboolera beebuule be mu parliament se eri bali khuteesa khwongene ta khuteesera mu parliament ta akhaba nebulafu ibibaale khuli ne kamakhuwa kamabofu kamene musa lubeka lwe Bupoto district yese khuli ne kamakhuwa imukoto khuli ne kumutawana kumubofu kumwene busa beebuule benga mwabone rufwa lulikho lubala nywamu peli yombo ekhopilesa esimu mutime mwiruhe. We have what we call host families. Bagisu are so good. Host families. Bofuna omutawana, you can go to a relative as a host. But of course the impact is great. The pressure on such a family can be very great. If it's a family of 10, you're also coming with 5, you see. And tewali buyambi. Mbadde ssentebe wa LC5 nga tutwalayo obuyambi butonotono bwakaki eri biki naye ng'ebirala tebiriiwo. So that's why my argument is for an evacuation center in every sub-county or in an area where we suspect a landslide, where we suspect that it may happen.
Naye n'aba office of the Prime Minister bajja kuyamba bakoowole bulungi. Kiri
abo bali reactive omutawaana guguno
kuba ministry ya disaster mwegwa
mukyala Nabbanja right honorable, not wrong honorable like me. Maybe I'm a wrong honorable because I speak the truth. At at times I fear for myself. Okay?
Because you overspeak the truth.
Yeah, I speak the truth, and you can be punished for the truth. Okay? You can be punished for the truth. Now, I'm not saying Nabanja Yeka, Right Honorable Nabanja.
It's an office.
It is an office.
Leadership.
We have, within even the commissioners and the others, they know. They know. Not only Honorable Nabanja can do this. They know. They should profile all these places. There is a section within OPM which deals with only landslides. Landslides in this country. Not disasters. We have so many disasters.
As we speak, you would have expected that office particularly
exactly to prepare. The global warning is that El Nino is coming.
Yes.
So how have you prepared? You see that? The MPs, the LC5s and the other leaders from such regions should be prepared. And through them, they will tell you the disaster areas, the prone areas.
The chamber disaster striking, mutuite mu press conference, we've been telling government.
I'm telling government now.
Yeah.
Because I see danger in Bugisu. It may not be only in my district or in my constituency, but it can be the whole of Bugisu. So it would be good for the ministry, for OPM, to prepare the people now. Come on the ground, we tell you, these are the cracks. Do you see them?
Yes.
So how do you prepare for the people? Yes. Like now in the Bumbo Town Council in the Bibale. Prepare.
The cracks are there.
Gaping. Open. They are opened up.
Maybe
to touch this because we were more on disasters than abantu bange abena misindwa bebule bemwanya la holima kama kanda kefwe ko mubyalire ne bilyo bibindi mubirolelele bulayi khubone kholi khufuna bana Kenya balindire ako kama pesi ukharoma olisibi khukulisha okundi akharoma MP wakhubolera ali ne khukulisha bilyo buta butundu ofuna sente uzikoseze kubirala.
Honorable Katugende tumulemu katono dala oyongera onywe kacha yako akadde kanyogoga muko anebira bintu tugenda kudda. When we come back, issues of politics,
yes,
FDC, NUP, police, security nebira bingi nyongera katukomewo. We didn't take a lot of time into politics because always tubulira nnyo mu politics ne twerabira other issues, also the social factors that shape the country. No muntu atulaba akadde kano kalimu kakale tugende mu byobufuzi abantu babyagala nnyo and
kubanga we crafted them to go that way. We became simply a politicized country than a working country.
Yes.
Buli mwana ali ku border aliwa naye ali ku politics.
Kale,
yes.
Politics as it is, because politics is also the journey that you took to take you to parliament.
Yes.
Nendo za wasoka kola social service.
Yes.
Abantu ne balaba emirimu gyokuweerezako. Then you are molded into a politician.
Yes.
Then you ended up in parliament. Naye the tension, the political tension in the opposition is rising too high. Obunkenke obuli mu byobufuzi naye naddala mu bekibiina kya the Forum for Democratic Change. Ensonga zaabwe twasooka ne tuziraba ne tulowooza bajja kuzigonjoola naye kati the level at which it has taken as we speak today, Honorable, olunaku olwaleero kooti bwegenda okusalawo oba olukuŋŋaana lw'abakulembeze ba FDC abali ku faction ya Dr. Kizza Besigye, the Katonga faction. Oba olukuŋŋaana lunaabeerayo e Busaabala enkya oba terugenda kubeerayo. Now, court is the one to decide today. As we also speak, police yalabula nti they don't advise nti e Busaabala olukuŋŋaana lubeereyo nti kubanga ab'enajja nankumbi bategeeza poliisi nti olukuŋŋaana lw'e Busaabala tetulumanyi.
It is illegal.
Don't give it security. N'ebirala bingi nnyo. Whatever is happening in FDC, tusooke tukkirize, it's not good for the country.
No, it is not good for FDC.
It's also not good for government.
Ate government yekola etya? Bulijjo banenya NRM. Kiki ekibatuuseeko? kiki ekibatuuseeko.
Where will this government be without an opposition party like FDC?
Bw'oba oyise olukuŋŋaana e Busaabala, fine, you can. But where are the headquarters of FDC as registered as a party? Where? Sinajja Nankumbi. Najja Nankumbi efuse najja ne Jambia. No.
Now,
tubadde tugamba Uganda one people.
One Uganda.
One Uganda one people. Kakati ra. Katonda babeere ba rasta nabo. Ra naye eyo reform agenda. Kakati bino ebyekatonga bya reform agenda. FDC yennyini ekyaliwa enajja Nankumbi. Ekyokubiri, continuity. Bw'otandika ekintu nga ffe abatandiseeko bwadde in a small scale, okireka neki continuing. Continuity is very, very important. Njagala nkuwe ono eyaliko prime minister wa Israel, Golda Meir, mukyala Golda Meir, yali mu Russia naye because of the problems of against the Jews in Russia, n'avaayo n'agenda America, nadda ne bajja na raising. But at one time she started the parties, she did what up to today. Naye 1978 nga afanga ali myaka 8. Wakiraba ekyo. Naye yatuuka abantu n'agamba bambi nejjeko nkaddiye ndi mulwadde. Naye abantu ne bagamba onokutwala maaso lwakubanga omanyi. You see? So you must reach an extent where you must leave things, something you started, the revolution you started, you let it to flow. That is the trouble with Ugandans. That's the trouble with Ugandans. Besigye Kano, who started the present spate of opposition in Uganda, should be able to sit back and see what happens. Sinti n'oli muzadde, olina okubeerawo newankubadde oli myaka 8 n'olagira abaana abakuze bakibirango kati nabo bakuze beerowoozera ku lwabwe.
Era Besigye atuule ne bwalaba ekibiina nga tekitambula bulungi.
Yes.
Era asigale nga atudde
awaayo magezi.
Nga baby.
Awaayo magezi. Tojja nate mu activism no. Ate bamugaaniddewo bannayuganda. Tebamuganye. Era nakola decision ennungi ne n'agamba let me rest a bit. He should rest for forever if possible.
Honorable, have you critically read the constitution that governs the Forum for Democratic
Extremely very well. I know it very well.
The power,
with me, that of NUP, NRM, FDC, I've read.
Katuyinza okumusingako okubanga wagisomako.
Yes.
Obuyinza obuyita delegate conference. Ani abulina?
Secretary General. Nga mu party zonna, nga mu organizations zonna, Secretary General, but together with the chairperson. In cooperatives, the secretary calls for either board meeting or an AGM in cooperatives.
Honorable, your business. Your business.
All these things run the same way. Now, you tell me, if it is business, what is the difference between a secretary general and a general secretary? Olaba nga abazungu bwe batulimbalimba ne bakyusanga n'ebintu. Secretary general, general secretary. You see, it is confusion. And n'abantu tebayinza kukikiira.
So national chairman mu FDC si alina okuyita delegates conference.
Ani awandiika, ani asayininga n'awandiika, newankubadde ng'eri NRM, newankubadde ng'eri NUP. Ani awandiika n'asayininga. It should be Secretary General ow'ekibiina. But of course, usually in agreement with either the board or the chair or whatever clique is there, the official one. That's what I know with the FDC constitution. Just the way I know with the NRM constitution. Okay. Secretary General.
Watambudde nako?
Sitambudde nako lwakubanga sitegedde nti nogenda kumbuuza bino.
Bandika kuleetedde mu wheelbarrow yo wali gy'olese.
Exactly.
Ne tusome ne tubikkula.
I wish you told me. If you told me in advance,
yes,
I would have gotten it.
Because the powers, where I read that the powers to call for a conference of the national leaders in FDC are vested in the chairman's office.
No. Secretary General in agreement with the chair. But I suppose they are not in agreement. Who are you to call? Because Saba 1DC is the final signatory to authentically give the letters either to the delegates or to whichever level of leadership.
Kati bano bonna ba delegates Dr. Kizza Besigye bagenza atambula mu the whole country. Don't they know that it is a Secretary General?
He is a delegate. Dr. Besigye is a delegate.
Yes.
Now, where did he get the permission to move around? If the chairman did that, that would be okay. If the president did that, that is okay.
The chairman asked the other delegates to go and mobilize their fellow delegates to get ready for the Busabala.
Why didn't they ask all delegates to move all over the country? Because Kano Besigye is also a delegate. From Rukunjiri, is also a delegate. I hope you get me right. Where did he get the powers to move around the country? On behalf of the party. On behalf of what? The party. Number two, where are they getting the money to sit this delegates conference?
They mobilized resources.
They mobilized. Who mobilized? And how did he mobilize? You see? One wrong thing or two wrong things don't make anything right. No. No. Here they were choosing the Secretary General of getting money from NRM. I like Mzee Sabiti. His reasoning was so good.
Jack Sabiti.
Jack Sabiti. Do you know that we have our NRM people who simply posture? Olaba katisebo kankweku this kind of thing. Today, God forbid, if there was a problem in this country politically, the first person they would arrest and hammer mukube ddala mwambule atambule nga mwerere ye Musira John Rastaman. Oyo yayogerera NRM sikulimba naye ng'omusajja bakuba mwerere gasirina kyodda mwavu asembayo n'olukumi lwokka mu nsawo nga temulimu
bakukuba okwogerera ekintu
singa omutawana gubeerawo omuntu asooka okukubwa ye Musira John the Rastaman. Oyo mwenyini abo be babirya songa nga musajja mwavu ddala n'abaana atwala ku ssomero ku mabanga neyegayirira baasa. Abaana bentutte kati wano ku Nairo webali wane Gunde Rugazi Bajjanca Gunde Kamonkoli wawonna buli wantu wonna dotted all over.
Musajja watungo oyogerera ku marusu.
Ku marusu ani yampadde wadde litemu ey'amafuta okujja wano bulijjo nga bwenzijja wano wali owuliddeko nti no.
So abamu bamanyi TV ze zibasasula tetukusasula wadde
onsasula ki
tewali kyenkusasula.
Nze ekisooka nina okubeebaza lwaki lwakubanga mumba ddoboozi ezo sente ze munsasula ndowooza buli every day 2 hours over 2 million over 3 million oba onsasudde in kind okwogerera wano netwogera ne bannayuganda naye ekyo si mulimu mukulu. How do you fundraise? According to the party constitution of FDC. In NRM, how do we fundraise? Feba NRM, bwetuba tufunye ne ku ssente nga bakuyamba ng'oli ku ticket, singa fe abagira ku receipt. Naye ng'oli ku ticket. Nze ndi wa receipt. Lwakubanga bankola bwe batyo. Naye ne nnemerako ne ngamba, you will not kill my spirit for NRM.
Kati ofana ekibiina okyogerera kikumenya.
Kakimenye. Sebo nkubuulidde emyaka 58 ogambe nti no ngenda munupu oba mu FDC. Singa bakwata government olowooza bajja kulekawo. Tolabirako kankuwe examples. Mwami Kiseka yayingira NRA. Bwe bajja wano bamukola batya nga mukadde.
Dr. Samson Kiseka.
Yes, bamukola batya. You think I'm a fool who cannot know the history of this country? Abo baba bakukoseza n'obayamba ne bafuna obuyinza ne bagamba mwabirya mmwe bakadde. So afadhali mfiira mu kyange.
Oyika nacho.
Afadhali even if it is a sinking ship we will sink all together. Saagala ebyo tekisoboka.
If the NRM is sinking, you are willing to sink
I'd rather
with
sink
it.
with it.
Why?
Because I know they will use me the other side. No way. Nkubulidde. No way. And no old person like me should even cross over. No. You leave the younger people and their generation. Should they take power, that is their own time. You see? But njogerera NRM. Tolabira ku kiseka. Oba wali okyali muto nnyo. Byaba bitya. Byabeera bitya. Okiwulidde ekyo sebo?
Honorable, I wouldn't want you to allow
I am
to
telling
see a
you.
sinking boat and you sink
No,
with it.
it is not sinking, I'm saying. NRM is very strong. NRM is very... Do we have really
So why
a
aren't people...
forecast opposition in this country?
Lwaki tebali proud, the NRM people, to come
Let
here
me
and
tell
sit
you,
here and
we
deliberate
talk.
issues?
We talk. You listen to this music by Bob Marley. Let me repeat because I've ever told you. Today, go under Google and listen to his number called the Rat Race. You know when the cats are away, Rat Race, the number is called
Rat Race.
Rat Race.
Bob Marley.
Listen to it properly. While you are talking, you know, when the cats are away, Rat Race. So tuli mu Rat Race tuyinza okwogera bwetwogera naye kapa zitulindiridde. Kapa zitulindiridde. I think Obasanjo had the right analysis. So this NRM government cannot go by opposition rantings. No. In any case, opposition themselves are the most disorganized. In any case,
that's why I said
many of them from opposition to position in this government.
But it's also not healthy.
Yes.
For your government, the NRM,
Yes.
to be like that when the opposition
It is their own...
is disorganized.
I told you, our opposition is not issue-based, not forecast, not ideological. There is no philosophy. That's the trouble. The only semblance of now, currently, very strong opposition is NUP, even when it has other small issues. The only one, it is NUP.
And you can't blame it, as young as it is.
As young as it is, you
part of
cannot.
2021.
But you know, they also, I think, they learned from NRM, ekintu kya okukuyega, is it Nkuyege is where we get okuyekera, or something like that. Kakuyege. Bamanyi okukuyega.
Clandestine.
Clandestine.
Yes.
They are not seen, they are formless, but they are moving. NUP, which my people in NRM should see. I don't know whether they see it or not, but they should see it. Because there are NUP cells which are not seen or known.
Honorable,
Yes.
don't you
FDC...
Don't you worry when you see FDC crumbling?
Yes. It is like me.
Or you think it's an opportunity?
My own thinking. We must have opposition and a vibrant opposition. Focused nationalistic opposition. The way the Beni Kiwanukas led their parties, that they are still surviving today, DP, still surviving
So
today.
how would you help FDC? FDC ogiyambye otya mu mbeera gy'erimu eno?
Then Napoleon said, when you see your enemy in trouble and crumbling, simply fold your hands and sit back. And they say, so be it.
Good riddance.
Yes, good riddance. It is NRM which needs opposition. Kubalabula. You see? Because within what I see these days, what President Museveni taught us is not what we see. Today I see bootlickers. I see people who simply join NRM for purposes of money. I see
self-seekers.
Self-seekers.
Opportunities.
That's why I call them bootlickers. You see? Bootlickers.
Yes.
I see NRM whose only spokesperson is President Museveni. Only. I'm telling you.
Wamwagala nnyo n'osukkawo.
Yes.
But what it is that aba amenyeka nnyo. Nawuli twagamba.
Yes, amenyeka lwakubanga ye yekka.
The old man at 79
yes.
is overwhelmed.
Exactly.
He cannot speak for the party.
Yes.
To be able to speak for the party, plan for the party, budget for the party, hold conferences. Then he also has a country to lead.
And do we have a secretariat?
Chadondo.
Do we have?
Truly, there's a faction.
Do we have structures which can speak for the party? Yes, they are there. Mobilization, they are there. How do you mobilize? How do you leave the whole Kampala, all TVs and radios? You don't appear there. Olaba, nga bwe nakugamba luli last week, omuwala nga mukyali bato nga mmwe bw'oba ogenza olwaleero n'ogenda enkya n'ogenda oluli newankubadde nga takwagala naye avaayo n'agamba maybe let me. You get me right? So until I came here as an MP, of course I was the other side, I wouldn't have got opportunity to keep coming until I came here. By the way, the opposition people appreciate what I say. You see? Because with me, it is my policy. A leader is a leader. You don't have to insult a leader. I've said severally, I cannot insult Kano Kizza Besigye. I cannot insult President Kyagulanyi of No,
you
I
can't.
We must treat leaders with respect.
Respectfully.
With respect and integrity. Yes. The integrity they deserve. Yeah, like now, the president of No. Somebody who gets over 3 million votes, over 3 million.
Which he says wireless.
Whichever he says,
yeah.
That one is, in tandem with Museveni said, what Museveni said as well. In 1980, in December, I think it was December 15th, what did the President Museveni say? They have stolen?
They stole his votes.
So, the reverberation goes on. Yes. Even the President Kyagulanyi will also
as we
want
to conclude,
yes.
How do we see harmony between the security people and the opposition political parties?
Exactly.
What there is a sharp contrast. The police has stopped no mobilization rallies.
Yes.
Not until they say, Mr. Nanga, until they go back to the basics and the guidelines.
Yes.
The same police has told the FDC people, you the Busabala people, temuja kutuza rukungana, kubanga banamwa abenda.
Rightly so. Very right.
And we seeing security meddling in the affairs and the running of the political parties.
When you register a party, you even register and propose where headquarters are supposed to be. Am I right?
Yes.
NRM is known for Chadondo. FDC is known for?
In agreement,
yes. Yes. In agreement.
The NRM has gone to,
exactly. Town hall,
to Nambole,
yes.
Not once, not twice.
No problem. No problem. In agreement.
Chairman we NRM.
Yes.
Mwami Yoweri Museveni. Waliwo yalwako ng'ekibiina amama mbabazi alinga akitawanya. Chairman naita conference e Nambole.
Nga badisagringa naye nga baagringa bonna babeere wamu.
Kati chairman we FDC Mwami Birigwa ayise conference e Busaabala
ewuwe mu makage
ku beach tabeera makage si beach.
A beach yani.
Bajita Nature's Garden e Busaabala.
Yani.
Which is owned by Mwami Birigwa.
Exactly. Conflict of interest. I'm telling you. Even if it is Honorable President of FDC, Gundi, Amriat Patrick, Aite uwe, conflict of interest. Anybody can accuse you for anything.
That is
First of all, temuja kutura without payment.
But that is a public place.
It is public, but
though owned by
you.
Yes.
So you create a conflict of interest, whether you like it or not. I'm saying it genuinely in law, whether not in law, but even by social arrangement. That one is your own place. You don't have to conflict interests as a party chairman as well as
Mwami Birigwa clearly said tebamusasudde wadde n'ekikumi ekifo yakiwaddeyo for the good of the party.
Thank you. Now how are you going to pay the delegates?
For the good of the party.
How are you going to pay the delegates?
And the delegates say they are going to pay for themselves, their transport, their whatever it is.
No, but he also says, unless if I misheard, he also says we have raised enough money to run the conference. Where from?
250 million.
Yes, I fundraised. Isn't it? Fundraised. Who is supposed to fundraise for the party? The core, the epicenter, who is supposed to fundraise is the Secretary General. Secretary General under the team of finance, what not like that. Are they aware of that money in the party?
So, Honorable, do you want to justify
Yes.
Police
Yes.
for having stopped the Busabala?
I am happy.
You are?
I'm happy.
They
I am happy. Let me tell you my happiness.
Yes.
Mwami Abel.
Yes.
The police we have been condemning all the time. It is regime police. It is what not. They coerce us what not. Today we are running to the same institution to save us. To save us from our own impest. You get me right? So today, you are qualifying that this is Uganda police and not Museveni police.
They simply went to notify police that be aware
that is the law.
That we are going to have a conference in Busabala.
Yes.
So nobody ran to police. You come and save our party.
And let me also address you on this.
Yes.
The police have a right. Should they sense, it is only in Uganda. I see this in Kenya. Kenya, the police is still very heavy. If they sense that there is going to be danger, and the Penal Code Act tells you that, I don't know whether we read it or not. If I had known that you were going to ask me this, I would have come with the Penal Code. If they sense that there might be chaos, that there might be incidences of breaking the law, the police have a right to stop.
Oh, they have a right
for
to come.
For the right-thinking people like me.
Honorable, the police has a right to go and protect against what they think.
Suppose there is chaos.
That's their job to do. That's why they are trained to do that.
Why don't you stop it? You see? Why don't you stop it? So to me, I think the Busabala meeting, I'm not an FDC person.
It is happening tomorrow.
Tomorrow, but it's not right. Let us wait for what court.
The court is deciding today.
Yeah, the decision which comes out. But the truth also is, one conflict of interest.
By Chairman Birigwa.
Mwami Birigwa, who I know and respect, Ambassador Birigwa wouldn't be the one falling into such a trap. Number two, Mwami Besigye, leave the party to outgrow you. Become a patriarch. Let history write you down as one who started the .com resistance and opposition, the neo-opposition in this country. NUP and many other parties followed you because you are the one who started the first.
As you conclude,
I want to say
our time is spent.
Yeah, the time is spent. You can't even realize that the 2 hours have gone. Yes. But I want to say, NRM ni mboko yao. Bado tunaendelea, mwenendo yetu ni mwenendo wa nchi hii. Vile tulianza, bado tunasonga mbele na tunasonga vizuri. Let the rats play. Let the rats run around while the cats are away. But I want to say, we need proper opposition, focused, philosophical, ideological, and we guide this country into right democracy. The moment we degenerate into impasses, into chaos, we become a danger to the country. And the cats are watching. The cats are watching, by the way. Read the history. Don't forget the history of this continent. Don't forget the history of this country. Never let chaos to overtake your thinking in this country.
Onako olwalero bwe lutyo bwe tutambudde ne Honorable John Musila.
Rastafari is Majesty Price Lasai. Ja Rastafari. Abantu be Bubulo East mwena ayo bebule be mwanyala lukali. Asante sana.
Mwanyala mwena ababadde batulaba wano ku Baba TV Hot Cup at 9 buli Monday mbera nombaka John Musila nze abe Kibirango. Program zijja genda maaso ndala nyingi njo wano ku Baba TV Obuso Gabulayire. Good morning.